Yeah, how do you like those?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. No.
Well, right here we got Al MACHINSKI. Al, how long have you been a beekeeper?
Oh goodness, 12, 13 years probably.
Yeah? Okay.
How long have you been keeping bees now?
I'm going into, believe it or not, I'm starting my 6th year, Al.
Is that true?
Hadn't been that long. So, yeah.
So how many hives do you have now?
Well, I'm down to, I started with 10 this winter, I'm down to 6. Here what we have over here, Bert Howells, you're actually an official newbie, right?
I am. I'm just going to be starting with my first 2 hives in the spring. I'm waiting for the bees to show up sometime early June, I guess.
Okay. Well, here we are at April 13th. It's supposed to be a warm day.
It's not spring yet.
Yeah, not spring yet.
Not here in Fairview, PA.
It's 70 degrees inland. It's like 53 here north wind, but we're going to go around this corner here, and it's north. Wind, a blocker from the north. And right now we're showing, gosh, almost 70 degrees over here. So that's kind of nice. One of the first rules about beekeeping, you always try to work the bees from either side or from the back. You don't really want to go in front of their flight path. But this time of the year, they're bringing in some pollen, maybe a little nectar, and I'm right in front and they're not bothering me. We're doing a little test here also between blue gloves and black gloves and see if there's any kind of difference. And we'll go from there. We took our first, it takes our weights off, which you definitely want.
I always smoke.
And we always smoke a little bit before 10. Behind there's some extra tools. You want to pull those. This is our moisture board, and it's not wet. It was soaking, but it's I have a honey super on right here. It'll be interesting to see if there's any. I'll put it over here.
That was soaking wet, huh?
Yeah, it was when it was down blower.
And that looks like just a piece of Homasote.
Yep, Homasote. Yep, worked real well.
So
We're on a honey super here. Well, they're up and they're doing something.
Okay. Well, they're not really flying much. It's still pretty cold here.
Okay. So this is
North Erie. I'm not even looking in here, Ken, because you got an excluder.
There's no brood in there or anything. Notice we put the put it down and we set these diagonally. There you go. So we've got an excluder, and there's a mass of bees underneath. Do a little smoke here. We need a brush. There should be a brush in that.
No, I'm gonna go right
to the bottom.
Take that right off.
Okay.
I'll take that right off. It won't even disturb that.
There's a brush. It must have blown away. I don't even see any brushes.
And
this slides straight up.
Oh, okay. I'll take this off first. Get a little.
There you go. This was so full the whole year, and you can see that they're eating some pollen patties. Actually, they ate a lot of these pollen patties. I'm really kind of surprised. So, gosh, we have to make a decision if we want to feed these guys or not.
I'd put some. I mean, you got your shim here.
Yeah.
And
we have the same configuration, which is kind of different, but see if you pull any of this bird, even if you could pull some wrappers off. I got some fresh stuff. What's your bets here?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see how strong this hive is.
Some people reverse, some people don't reverse.
I myself think it's too early to reverse. I think it's too cold.
I think they're going to be a lot.
Okay, let's get a hold of the back. We'll get this insulate up. There we go. Straight up. Nice and easy. Just lay it down back there.
Now these are all brood.
That should be
right?
Yep. Well, actually, it should be brood on down. I actually had 1 deep and 3 mediums.
Okay. Well, we're going to continue. We're going to go right to the bottom.
Okay.
We want to see what that what the bottom board looks like. We need to clean it. We will. And these are screen bottom boards, correct?
Right. You see, we still have a mouse guard on.
If I was doing this with a solid bottom board, I would have a replacement ready to go. to go all the way to the bottom, then continue with a new board and build it back up, then do my inspection.
There you go. So you have a clean bottom board, that way you don't waste any time cleaning and clean that
And now
later.
here we're down to the second
And there's not
box,
that many in
and
there.
there's no bees in here. There's no bees.
Okay,
Okay, none at all. It's pretty.
so they're all in the second.
They're all in the second and
Go ahead and
third,
scrape that off right there.
second, third box.
That looks like an old
What is
mag
this?
strip.
This is left from last fall.
Yep. Yes.
And let's see what this
A lot of debris in there.
looks like here. See, now there's your bottom board from. That's why I like to have a brand new bottom board.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm not messing around. I put a brand new system, a whole new stand, a bottom board on. Then I close it back up.
Okay, hold it flat. Just take it over to the side and just dump it. We'll dump both of these.
Yeah. No.
Get this mouse guard off. There we go.
Right here, Ken, good?
Yeah, I'll pass the auto. So I do have a dilemma here in the sense that what are we going to do with these empty ones in the bottom? Okay, pull that tray out. That'll help you. There's 2 trays in there. There you go. So the landing board goes forward on it. All it does is give it a little more space. It helps in the summer for ventilation and cooling. Some people like them, some people don't. Al, do you use them at all?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Isn't there something about it allows the queen to come towards the front of the hive and lay more?
Well, this here actually is supposed to block a lot of the air ventilation. I mean, air going up, so less turbulence is the idea. And as you can see, our frames are fairly old. We might have to. We'll check that 2014 to see if it has to be replaced, but everything else is only a year or two, a couple years up.
2016.
214 here.
Here's one. What's that? Is that 13 or 15?
15 there.
How often do you have to replace them?
Well, I try to get a colony to build 3 frames, to draw out 3 frames of foundation per year. So I run only 9 frames in my operation.
In a 10-frame box.
10-frame box, correct. So every 3 years, each box should have new.
You would rotate
New.
3 new frames into it?
Yeah, 3 new wax build-out frames, right? You know, and the old frames, you know,
The idea
move
is
them around, and after they get so old, I like to keep the dart comb for my queen rearing operation, because those queens really like to lay
in the
that
dark.
dart comb
Yeah.
more so than
Absolutely.
light.
The idea
color frame.
of rotating is that the comb acts like the liver in our body. It removes all the toxins, get stuck in there. Okay, so they get stuck in there. Is it some pollen or?
See, now there's nothing here at all, and then
Is there honey there?
here's a frame of honey.
Whoa.
But I'd like to have that. If I was
Moved
gonna
up.
do that, move out
And take that super out. Yeah.
You know, and then have the
So we got some honey. So we want to move those to the middle or what?
no, the honey should be
On the
I
outside?
would move the outside. I would like to have to see the empty frames to the middle.
Right.
You know, so this
Now,
is probably an
since
empty here, so this is good. I wouldn't even bother with that. Just leave them right in there.
Okay, so we're going to move the honey. Have the honey to the outside,
And the-
empties to the
honey-
middle.
These are empties. All these are empties, and here's
Bert, where'd you get that blue? Let's say
empty.
that's a
And here's
that's
a
7.
partial.
No, we're good. That's a 7 spacer.
This is an 8, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a 9. Yeah. So, what's the strategy going to be? We're going to not leave it on the bottom then. We're not going to leave this on the bottom, right?
I would.
You would?
Yeah, why not? I mean, what's it going to hurt? I mean, it's going to give them room to expand.
Well, why can't you
I mean-
put this on the bottom, and
Well,
then they're going to go up to in the honey? Or do we have honey over here? What do we need to do?
I don't know what you have in there. We haven't looked at that yet.
Okay.
But I don't think there's enough bees to keep them down in the bottom to stay warm.
Well, I was thinking about.
I'd be a little concerned. I'd let them build themselves down.
Okay, you think?
Truthfully, I mean, you know, you can always have, you know, you're going to be in again, and if you see they need the room, then I would flip-flop the boxes when they
Uh-huh.
need the room. Doesn't look to me like they need any room right now.
Or what? Okay.
So here we have, so that should be the first
See, they
box with
naturally
brood.
move in the winter. They naturally move up.
Right. So now we should see brood in here. We should see hopefully some brood in the green box,
Okay.
because that was below the excluder.
Hey, get away, doggy! Get out of here. Go. Go. Hey, go.
So what we're really looking for now, whoop,
So that's pretty much empty. Little honey on the outside.
this one's working.
Yeah, either one. Okay, so Al, what are we really looking for
So
here?
what we're looking for, what I would like to see now is how much brood's in here.
Okay.
If there's any brood at all, question. I'm not really going to even look for the queen. If she happens to be there, great. If not, but we're going to look for the brood. We're going to
So
see
egg,
if
larva,
there's-
and brood.
Exactly.
And
we'll
if
see
there's
how many
any
stores.
drones, maybe.
Well, maybe. I don't see any in the top here yet. And we'll look for the stores to make sure that we have plenty of stores. And by the looks of things, to me, is that
that looks
it's a
good,
whole-
honey.
Right.
Well, okay, so
So-
this thing is better off than I expected then. So all the extra honey I put on top and the food,
Maybe you didn't need it.
didn't need it.
Maybe the pollen substitute was
Yeah,
probably a good idea, because the 13th of May and it's
13th of April.
April, and it's still
Just
not a lot of things blooming yet. So I don't see any brood. A little bit of pollen, some new pollen it looks like to me
Oh yeah,
they brought in.
so
That's this year's, it looks like.
that's still on the outside. If you're going to see something, it might be right in the middle.
Right. Now see, the middle of this hive is to the side of the box more so than the actual middle.
Yeah, I've noticed
and this
that
way is
the
east,
sun. Yes,
And I think that maybe that might have something.
exactly. The sun hits that corner first.
Right. So there's a little bit of brood there. Not much. Piece here and there. And I can't see.
Sorry.
He's looking for little
I'm
white
looking
dots.
for some eggs, but
I don't see any larvae or anything.
no.
Well, go one more.
So that's a partial frame brood.
It looks like they've already, a lot of them opened up already. So I was worried about them running out of space. That's not really a concern.
No.
I want to see some larvae.
I see some pollen again. So they're really not laying up a storm yet. Doesn't look like. I can't see.
A lot of times you have to have the sun right over your shoulder going down into the cells. Well, they're doing real well with the black
See,
gloves.
now there is
Some eggs?
some eggs in here. If you can see them, there's a little patch of them right in this area. I don't know if you can see it. Get there right there.
We'll see in post here. Okay, well, that's a good sign.
I haven't seen the queen yet.
Ta-da!
So-
She's hiding somewhere.
I don't think, Ken, that there's an issue of overcrowding.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
The thing is, they congregate in the top so much that got a little bit of honey on the side there. I don't see
So
it.
I would say that this box has minimal amount of brood. I don't think there's one half of a complete frame here.
Yeah.
So we saw some eggs, so we know there's a queen in here.
Now, you notice what he's doing here. He took the first frame out, and he's worked his way this way. Now we're putting it back in the same order. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to distribute or disturb the brood patterns. And is that right, Al?
That's correct, especially this time of year, I would say, because it takes them a while to get to get it worked back up the way it's normal for them.
And just by doing this here, this is setting them back, what, a couple days at least, or a week maybe, or
well, you would hope not that long. No, I would say hours. You know, but I'm not. Yeah, I mean, we haven't done anything. We haven't harmed them.
right.
We've just taken them apart. Oh.
So I think, okay, so this was our, okay, where were we at here? That was our super. This was,
That's the top. That was the feed that you put on whenever you put that.
well, in the wild, they start off from the bottom, move up, and they should go down. But there is that theory about, you know, reverse them and let them work their way back up. But
Right.
we'll see.
Right. There is. There's a lot of people reverse.
But it's kind of early.
I reverse if they need room.
Okay.
That's when I reverse.
Yeah.
You know, because now this time of year you're going to want to do some inspections. You know, more than I would say once every 2 weeks might not be enough in the middle of spring. You know, because
See, I was always,
you know what they want to do. They're going to want to swarm.
yeah.
So they're
Well,
gonna,
I was always concerned because underneath in this area right here, they were always so thick. They loved living up in this attic. And look at this. They're chewing away at these darn patties. Look at this.
well, see, there's nothing.
And these
There's
are
really not much out there. You know, this has only been the second fly day, really. The last, do you think,
with
2
pollen.
weeks?
Yeah.
You know, I haven't seen pollen for a while.
So I got a bunch of new stuff, so we get some of these old
Right.
ones out.
We'll get rid of these, and we want to take a peek in here and see if there's any.
Yeah.
How much brood we have in this box, and hopefully
I'll get some new
there's more brood.
So is it a good idea
Up
to
here.
leave the shims on? Or,
If you're gonna feed them,
yeah. It makes it so much easier.
On, you know, and yeah,
Just a 2-inch shim with gosh, what is that, a 3/4 hole there, and leave them up. I've been using, doing it out of a pail, 50-pound pails, and using parchment paper. You can use wax paper also.
I like the wax paper better than the parchment. It seems like they don't. I ran out of the wax paper just the other day. And I used parchment paper, and it seemed like they had a tougher time to
Yeah?
extract that from the hive.
Okay.
It looked like the pieces were bigger, and they looked like they didn't want to chew it as much as the wax.
Uh-huh. So you think you like the wax better?
I personally like the wax better.
Okay.
I guess because that's less cleanup for me.
There you go. Well, they built some comb the whole winter,
Yeah.
but not that much.
That's very little.
People say, "Oh, you're gonna have a lot of comb." What's the name of that kind of comb?
Bird comb.
Bird comb, yeah.
Yeah, mine, you know, this is, I have some that have grown brood up in the spacers already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is, I'd like to see a little in a baggie. I like to, you know, when it's cool like this, I like the baggies because then they don't
Okay, well, they
seem to lose their
Mike,
vacuum.
the baggie on the feeding.
On the, yeah.
What about a high top feeder?
Well, that's kind of big, I think, this time of year. I mean,
So
it might be hard to keep it warm. You know, they'll keep it warm. I could feel the warmth in my fingers here.
Yeah. Okay.
No. So here we got
I didn't check.
frame of honey.
What's the color of the queen this year?
Red.
Red?
Well, for 18, it's red.
Okay.
You know, so I do see something wet in here. Some
They're putting in nectar.
here. It looks like to me.
So
Well, maybe we're getting some
flow here.
flow from the maples.
Well, that's a
maybe.
good sign because if it stays, at least it doesn't freeze, we're going to have, they're not going to starve. And that was my big concern when I had 2 that starved out and there was absolutely no honey left. So
Right.
I over guessed, but I rather over guess than under guess when it comes to feeding.
Absolutely, because there's no reason to not spend a couple dollars on some sugar, and rather than buy a new nucleus colony for 150 or whatever they are. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see a pattern here, but maybe there's she's hasn't
I'm
fired
kind
up.
of thinking that the
They
brood's going to be on this side of the hive, just like it was down below. It was empty. On
See
my
the queen
side.
at Albert?
Yep, I'm looking.
They're doing
I see
something.
new pollen here. So they're getting it from somewhere. They're bringing it in. I don't.
Did you get any witch hazel at all? We'll pick up tomorrow. Did you order any witch hazel?
I did not know.
Okay.
No.
This weather is so iffy. A lot of your decisions have to be determined by not what the weather is going to be tomorrow, but what's going to be in 2 weeks.
Well,
next week and next week after
Yeah,
even.
I guess my concern is that the next couple of days.
The rain.
Today looks good. Tomorrow's still warm, but then the rain moves in, and then we get cold again. And I see the blizzard conditions out in the Midwest. Hopefully that doesn't slide too far south. See, there's the queen there. And here's our queen. She's not marked.
Oh yeah, good Al. Good for you.
Oh, where'd she go? Now see, I like to get her, before I put this frame back in, I like to get her more so in the middle so she doesn't get squished as we put the frame back in. Satisfied with what we've seen. It's not a powerhouse hive. There's a queen. It's laying eggs, and it's got some decent stores, but I think I would still put something
as a
some
safety.
feed, you know.
Well, this thing is, should I put the spacer back on and feed, or put the honey that's up here where the bees are in? She has a
No,
lot of
I
honey.
would just put the honey
pollen?
back on. There's, I mean, and if you wanted to feed it, then feed it on top of everything.
There you go. You don't have to be taking everything apart.
Instead of having a space here, and
Right.
so you're kind of breaking up the.
Good.
know.
That's a good idea.
There's a little bit of. I'd rather have that honey to the inside.
Yeah.
In case they get it.
Now, do you scratch?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you scratch these at
It
all?
almost looks like worms in it. What is that? Is that just
That's just the way it's formed.
The ends of the comb?
Yeah. It's just,
Does it help to scratch these guys to get in tight?
nah, they get in there. It's, what? I don't know what they've got something.
Going in there,
Something's coming in. So,
so they're not hungry. If they're
Doesn't
storing the stuff,
no, they're
there's
not.
extra.
They're not starving to death.
Yeah,
They're not. They're not big.
but it's
They're
not.
not starving.
That's a good.
And I think this is just a
Good sign there.
good sign that this is.
Decision about a reducer. Should I took the mouse guard off. Should I put a reducer back on right now? On the bottom. There's nothing there on the bottom.
Well, I don't. I would. Ken, I think it's all personal preference. I just run mine are wide open with just a piece of hardware cloth in there, and I try not to take them out. The ventilation. And well, of course, the mice. Maybe it's not as, they're here. They're here. They can get into pretty much anything.
Well, should I put the mouse thing
I
back
would
on?
put that. I don't know where it is.
Okay, slide it back the other way.
Ken, do you keep the mouse guard on all summer?
No, I was
Just in the fall?
right now. Yeah, so they can come out through here. Okay, and you just put a little pin in here. Probably end of the month. Well, it depends on the weather again. I would definitely by the end of April.
Gluteron.
Yep.
This is all feed.
Yep. Extra feed.
Pretty light, Ken.
Okay.
Not much in here.
They must have been taking it.
There's not much.
Well, they're
in
still
here.
there. Look, they're inside. They're doing something.
Yeah, that's pretty light.
See, that was all full of honey.
What we got here? Yeah, I would. You got another one? You got another frame of honey somewhere? I'd give them another frame of honey. You got anything?
I think I do.
We'll just put the lid back on here and keep that. Yeah, where's our lid at with our inner cover?
The inner cover's here.
You see Charlie Hefner's weather report?
No. I saw something come in.
Big rain might be in this.
Okay, so what do you, you want to go to another?
Yeah, let's look at this one. This one's strong. It's right here.
So now we've got a mission to find at least 1 or 2 frames of
Actual honey.
honey.
Well, that answers a lot of questions for me, though. They're not starving, and
Well, they're close though here. You know, they're coming up. There's nothing in here.
Well, there's ones down here, though.
Yeah, but you're not down in those frames down there.
They're not going to go down and get it.
Oh, I wouldn't. I don't know. It's you know, everything's up with these guys. You know, it's always go up. Well, I mean, you've had them die before, where there's a whole frame of or a whole frame of honey here, and they're dead over here.
That's what, yeah, because they're not moving. They can't move.
Right, they don't move laterally.
I see what you're thinking about. Okay. Well, we're going to supplement anyway, too.
Well, that's a good idea. You know,
I just put the honey on 2 weeks ago, and believe me, this thing was full of honey.
This was.
They took that much.
So they ate it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or could they have been moving it down?
No.
That stuff was
Well, I don't think so. I don't know. They wouldn't move it out of here to go bring it down because they've got nothing. There's no queen up in here.
There's a lot of nectar down below.
They're getting it from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot. That's, you know, a little bit.
Well, I wasn't expecting to see any. I thought they put the pollen in first, you know?
Well, that's in there too.
Now look at this here.
But see, that pollen though will be next to the brood. So if you're seeing a frame of pollen, you know, you should be seeing brood to the inside of that pollen frame. To summarize, so they're both queen, right?
Both queen, right?
Right. They both need feed because there's very little stores left at all.
They're bringing some nectar, some pollen in,
But,
which is a good sign.
But now our weather is going to turn.
Once you get the rain, there's
We're going to get
homebound.
rain. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow.
Sunday.
Thunderstorms tomorrow and Sunday.
Yep.
Then the temperature is supposed to drop
Yep.
again into the 20s and 30s. 20s at night, 30s during the day. Not very good for the bees.
Okay, well, look at that nice.
Look at the pollen.
Yeah, wow.
So,
Really nice.
look.
Okay.